For the fantastic Barry Heap! That's the first time I've ever got onto a stage with a Reebok step. I'm not going to lie, it's the first time I've ever been on a Reebok step. How are we doing? How are we doing, my lovely audience? We're going through a bit of a weird time at the moment, aren't we? It's like, you know, a little bit apocalyptic, the weather out there. And then obviously last week we had the whole thing with KFC, not being able to have any chicken. And it turns out it was down to the delivery company, wasn't bringing the chicken to the stores. It's all resolved-ish now. But apparently, the same delivery company has now got the contract to deliver Cadbury's chocolate to all the stores over Christmas, fucking hell, over Easter. And I think in a month's time, we're going to be in the same boat, to be honest, and we're going to be standing here thinking, what's going to come first, the chickens or the eggs? That's shit, but I realise I can use it for about another 3 weeks, so I'm working the hell out of it. I mean, like I say, we are in a weird period at the moment, my friend Gary, who's a hairdresser, turned around to me the other day and he said, do you know who I really hate? Theresa May, the Prime Minister. I went, no, mate, you've got that wrong. It's 2 words. It's Theresa May. And he's like, no, I disagree. It's Theresa May. It promises you a lot up front, but you end up feeling greasy, used and ripped off. And that is a really difficult point to disagree with on there. It really is. I mean, she's not doing well, is she? Let's face it, around, you know, the whole Brexit negotiations and stuff. And I went through quite a difficult time during the vote around Brexit, because I was living in a house divided. I basically was voting Remain, and my partner was voting Leave. I just didn't realise he was voting to leave me. So the only thing that got fucked that night was the country. I should probably say he was a bit younger than me. He was about 10 years younger. So have you heard of a cougar? Yeah, you ladies at the back are all nodding. Yeah, River, that sort of night. Yeah, so that made me a fagua. If you didn't quite get that, I'm a little afraid I just came across as a really homophobic Yoda. So I am single at the moment, apparently because I'm broken, who knows. And people will say things like, oh, so, you know, what's dating like? And I'll say like, well, it's less like first dates and more like the X-Files, but with more random plot twists and less anal probes. Now, I mean, I was chatting to this guy online, and then all of a sudden he just went quiet, and my best friend went, he's ghosted, and pretty soon he's gonna zombie. What the fuck? I was like, what is this? I said, you know, I've got to deal with shit gays, but also I've got to deal with monsters now. But we decided to roll with that metaphor. So I was like, oh, he was a werewolf. What does that mean? Nice guy by day, hairy twat by night. He was a vampire. What does that mean? Flies in the dead of night, sucks the life out of you and then buggers off. He was a mummy. What does that mean? So fucking fragile he needed wrapping in cotton wool. And then the last one himself, the devil. Now the devil's this really hot and fiery guy that you start chatting to and you want to meet. But to actually get him to leave the house to meet you probably involves some kind of sacrifice and promising him your immortal soul. And I'll be honest, it's not worth eternal damnation for cheeky Nando's and an unenthusiastic blowjob. People will go to me like, you know, oh, so how is the love life? And I kind of say, it's like my shopping these days, ordered online. Difference is when you order stuff online, usually it turns up. But the other one is on there, if you order something online, so let's think of like chips, for example. You order chips online, chips aren't available, you get some southern fried wedges and an apology. Well, do you know what? I go online and I'm looking for a handsome, attractive, intelligent boyfriend. I usually end up with some fuck boy from Salford. No offence. who the only reason he's left the house in the last 2 days was to cash a gyro and looks like he's been dug up. And no apology. No, what's going on with that? But dating in the real world hasn't gone much better either, because I was out a few weeks ago and I saw this guy in a bar and I was like, you know when you know somebody's face and you're like, can't quite place it. But as a wise man once said to me, he who hesitates masturbates. So I got his number. And we're chatting away and I'm thinking, where do I know him from? Let's ask questions, let's ask these questions. Siblings? No, not that, no. I thought, oh, where do you work? That's a good one, isn't it? Where do you work? And he turned around and said, I work in porn. Now I thought I'll be really specific here, just in case he meant like cash converters. But no, it turns out he actually works in the adult film industry. And then it started to dawn on me. I was like, oh yeah, I think I sort of recognised him. Started looking at his face more and I'm like, yeah, I get it now. Then he showed me his arsehole and I was like, oh yeah. Titanic 2, yeah. This time it's not just the ship that goes down. But yeah, so I didn't have a problem with it as such on there because, you know, I've had some really bad jobs over the years and I've, you know, felt like I'm whoring myself out and getting shafted by the boss. He literally is, but he's getting paid a lot more than me. So it's all good, it's all good. My best friend was a little bit different though. She kind of said, you can't go out with him. And I was like, why? I know what skills he's got. And she's like, you can't go out with him, you'll end up getting ruined. And I said, I know what skills he's got. But there's been problems, just in the fact that when we've been out and we've been chatting away, people have come up to us and gone, I know you from online. And there's that awkward moment where we go, it's never been me, not once. But the writing was really on the wall when we went to my best friend's dinner party and her husband turned around and said, I know you from somewhere. Ooh, awkward. And I know at dinner parties everybody talks about work and you know that's sort of what happens, but I don't need to hear about double penetration over a creme brulee. No. I'm just going to leave you with this because you've been a lovely audience. I am obviously a very vocal gay man, and very vocal. The neighbours complain. But people do kind of say to me, are you really gay or is it just a character act? Well, if I'm not getting bummed for the last 20 years was probably a mistake. And people will say things to me like, what does LGBTQ actually stand for? Because I'm confused. And one of my friends will try and be helpful and go, I know, it's a sandwich order. I go, not right. It's not lettuce, gay bacon and tomato. No. I will say to them, it's got a very specific, very important meaning to me at the moment. Let's get behind Theresa quitting. Thank you, ladies and gents. I've been Barry Heap. Give it up one more time for the fantastic